Can you please say your name, rank, and when you service, and what you are doing now?
Okay. Sgt.Rasmussen. I'm in the Army. I started my service February 2002. I am currently a recruiter for the east side of Kansas City, basically from Oak Grove to Van Horn High School, about that area.
Okay. When were you born and where were you born?
When was I born? 12 April of '83. I was born right here in Kansas City, Missouri.
What made you want to be in the Army and why?
Oh, wow. I actually did 6 years in the Marine Corps first, and then I've been in the Army for 6 years. So I guess originally the reason why I wanted to join was I wanted to do something different in life. I was going to college full time. I was working full time. I realized that wasn't really working out too well for me. I just wanted to experience something in life that was tough, that was hard. I guess I had that adrenaline rush coming off of a good football season my senior year in high school, and after high school I had nothing. So I kind of needed that adrenaline rush back of something challenging, I suppose. So.
That's a little off topic, but what position did you play in football?
Middle linebacker.
Middle linebacker. What made you join, or did you have any family in the military?
Yes. In fact, me and my brother were in the same unit at one time. My brother was in, my dad was in, my grandpa was in, my great-grandpa was in. So, I mean, there's a lot of history.
What made you join the Army instead of the other branches of the military?
Well, I guess when I switched, quality of life. I guess it's the difference between Walmart and Kmart. Just supervised a little different. I believe, I guess I kind of knew from other people the Army was a little more relaxed than my first enlistment, I suppose. So I kind of wanted to kick back a little more. I'd already been in 6 years, and it's don't get me wrong, it's still challenging. You can be tough, you can be challenged in a different way without having a head over your shoulders and having the high speed intensity, I guess, as my first enlistment did. The Army's a little more relaxed than what we do. So.
What hard physical requirements did you have to have? Like, what was the requirements for physical that you had to do for the military to join the Army?
No, to join? I mean, I was already, I guess, decently physically in shape or whatever, since I'd already been in when I switched from the Marines to the Army. But I guess initially, I guess every branch, one, you gotta run 2 miles for the Army. I believe it's right around 16 minutes is what you got to run it in at 17, 18 years old. And then the push-ups and sit-ups, but it's not that hard to get in. It's once you get in, they're gonna build you up and make you a lot stronger than you already are. So,
what was the hardest part of boot camp and why?
Oh man, well, you go from an environment where you're around your friends and your family, and especially if you're going right out of high school, you're surrounded by your friends. You've had an environment to grow in. You're comfortable, and then all of a sudden being taken away from basically everything and put in an environment where you're getting yelled at, you're running all the time, you're doing push-ups, you're shooting machine guns, you're throwing hand grenades. It's just I think it was the separation and of comfort was the hardest part, of my opinion, because the physical part's easy. It's the mental part.
What is the physical fitness exam? Sort of like the I don't remember what it's called for sports right now, because I haven't. Physical. Is it like a physical for the military instead, though?
So you're talking about like the test we actually have to do?
Yeah, like it said you had to have to join, you had to have a military fitness exam.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you're talking about the exam part. Yeah, you go down and it's real early in the morning. They gotta do some blood work on you. They gotta make sure all your fingers and toes can wiggle. Gotta make sure your knees are good. They ask you a whole bunch of questions. They make you do the duck walk. Make sure you don't have hemorrhoids. So they just got to make sure that you're a physical able body to do this job, which makes sense. So.
What company were you in for the military?
What company? I'm talking about currently?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's Greater Kansas City Recruiting is. Yeah, it's a little different, I guess, than the normal Army would be as far as a company, but that's what it is.
Would you like to be a ranger?
No, I'm 30 now. I'm cool with not going through the training now. Might have been fun when I was a little younger, but I'm not. Not that I can't make it. But no, probably not right now. They do a lot of rucking with, heavy rucksack on their back, and they go a lot of miles, and I probably wouldn't be very cool with that right now. I'd make it, but it'd suck.
What did you finish your 2-mile in?
The last one I did, I think, was like 14 something, but that's because I'm also on recruiting. Before I came out to recruiting, 5 or 6 times in a row, I'd run it like in 13 minutes and something. But you're not working out as hard, as frequently in recruiting as you would in the normal Army, I suppose. So yeah, been kind of slacked off a little bit. You can call it that.
How many push-ups and sit-ups did you do?
In fact, they were the exact same amount. The last one I just took, I did 86 push-ups in 2 minutes and 86 sit-ups in 2 minutes. But that's also because your arms, a lot of people will, barely bend their arms. Our push-ups, you have to go 90 degrees and then come back out and lock your elbows. So to some people that don't sound, the 86 might sound low. If you go 90 degrees and lock your elbow, try to do 86 and stuff.
Which was the hardest weeks, the red, white, or blue?
Do what now?
The hardest weeks, like it said that they had certain weeks that were called the red week, the white week, and the blue weeks.
Man, it's it's been almost 12 years. In fact, I think it has been 12 years since I started basic training. I can't even remember, honestly. Now, here's the deal. If you want to talk about colors, that's fine. But if you want to talk about time frame, what would you say, the red? I'm guessing the red would be the first phase. Okay. Whatever the first phase would be is always the hardest. Okay, because that's that comfort zone that I was talking about earlier, where you just got separated from everything and you're trying to adapt to a new environment. So it's the mental thing. So always the first stage. And in any branch of service, the first stage is always going to be the toughest.
Did you ever see action? And if so, where?
Yeah, I went to Iraq a couple times. Now are you talking about actual combat?
Either one.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a motor transportation guy. I chose the job. I knew what I'd be getting into. And the couple of deployments I've been on, I've probably been through Baghdad and back about 150 times. So my chances of getting shot at were probably pretty good, right? So yeah, I have been. In fact, if the camera can see it, this badge right here is a combat action badge. That's either engaging or being engaged by the enemy. It's kind of what the Army gives out as a reward, I suppose. So.
Which war do you wish you could have fought in?
I guess I would have to be careful what I asked for, huh? Maybe for one day. I think about every war I would have liked to have actually seen what it was like. Because the wars that we fight in now are nothing like they were back in the day. Not even close.
Yeah, then if you got shot, they might have to cut your arm and stuff off.
I guess so. I mean, if you want to talk about advanced medical that we have now, and the ability to save people is way better as far as past wars.
If you don't mind me asking, what was your highlight to your military career?
Gosh, I don't know. I've never been asked that question before. What was the highlight? I don't know. I don't really know. I wish I could answer that if I had time to think about it a little more. Maybe when I became a non-commissioned officer, I suppose. That means a lot to be able to lead troops and have the ability to lead soldiers. It's a good accomplishment. That might be one of them. I don't know if it's the best one. That's about the only one I can think of right now. So.
Well, I'd like to thank you for coming to our school, and and you can see this at militarymemories.com.
Okay.
And if it's okay, there might end up being a follow-up interview, or my teacher wanted, in case we had more questions, to try to get back with you guys. It's only if I have more questions. Okay. So let's get your number after this is done.
Cool.
All right.
Cool.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah, you bet.